So hello everybody, welcome back. Hope everybody's had a good week this week. Today we're going to be looking at this IJ and Yamato from Fujimi. This is a 1/700 scale. You see it has some really nice box art. And here on the side, shows some of the detail that comes with the kit. Looks pretty good, in my opinion. This is from the Fujimi next series, number 1 from their next series. They're supposed to be highly detailed kits. I'll take a look at the instructions first. So we have some color pictures here on the front. Bunch of stuff here. I guess some of the detail, but it's not in English, so I don't know really what it says. Well, here we have the parts map. We got the hull, the sides of the hull, and here's the deck, and some other parts. So we have one red plastic. This is in gray. Most of it's in gray, but the deck is in tan. And here's the painting instructions, but it doesn't show you any colors. Here's a color map, a color chart that's also not in English. I'm not sure what it says. I think you can probably scan that with Google your image search and do a translate, and it should tell you what it says. Number 1, we're working on the hull and the armor plates and the deck, the frame for the deck. Number 2, you put on the front part of the deck here. I think that's the front part. Is that the front or the back? I'm not sure. I think it might. You have a couple boats to put on, and here's the flagpole. And then you go and do the rudder and the propellers shafts. Then we put on the front part of the deck here. And there's a wall in the front here, plus the deck, and here the back part here. Number 5, you start working on the superstructure. We have anti-aircraft guns here, 3 of them. And these towers here. And then here's some more detail with more anti-aircraft guns. Number 6 is the base. Again, we gotta flip it over. Big 1-page instruction sheet with no real here. Number 7, you're doing the bases for the turrets. Put the superstructure on here. Here's a radar tower. I think it's a radar tower here, or maybe a rangefinder tower. And here in the back is also one. Number 8, here, you're doing the bases for the secondary armament here, plus more anti-aircraft guns here on the top. Number 9 is a lot of detail parts. You have more anti-aircraft guns all over the place here, plus a secondary armament. Number 10, you're building the aircraft. Number 11, it looks like you're building the stack. No, that's not a stack. It's more superstructure, another tower. all these instructions, it probably tells you what it is, but it's not in English. I'm not really sure what it says. I'm working on this tower here. More anti-aircraft guns here. And the mast as well. And probably some rangefinders. Number 12 is another one of the towers. "13 is this deck above there. 14 is the stacks. 15, we're putting a lot of those. Put the stack on. Here's this tower here. And here in the front, a rangefinder for the front guns, I think. Same thing here in the back with 2 plates. Number 16, we're adding a bunch of the anti-aircraft guns on the deck here. More of these bases for guns here, and some other detail parts around here. Number 17, we're building the main armament. Number 18, we're finishing up here. We have the cranes, the catapults for the 2 aircraft, and putting the main guns on, the main armament, and the secondary armament here, the smaller gun. Then here on, I think this might be, I'm not really sure because I can't read it, but these might be these extra parts that you can buy for it. Well, here's a mast. I would think that would, no. So we have some details on the main armament. A couple of detail parts here on the superstructure. Masts. Looks like some sandbags or something here, maybe. Then should be finished. The building, at least. This instruction sheet is a bit, I don't know, it's kind of, it's okay, but it's kind of weird that the way it's made, but it'll work. So this kit does not have a decal sheet, but it has a sheet of, they're like stickers. Not very impressed with that. The kit looks really good, the molding looks really good, but this is not good. This is not, doesn't belong in a model kit in my opinion. Even though I've seen, like on my 59 Cadillac Eldorado, also had some stickers on there for the chrome parts. I can kind of understand that because the chrome parts, it's harder to, I mean, you can paint it, but it doesn't look the same. But I still painted it with some Tester's chrome silver. But I would replace these. I mean, the flags would be, the flag would be okay, I think, because the flags as decals, I don't know. But the rest, I don't know. I don't think so. They don't really belong to a model kit. So here's the bottom of the hull. You can see here's a couple of small pin marks here that need to be cleaned up. They're not that bad. I've seen a lot bigger ones on other ships, like the trumpeter ones. But they're usually pretty easy to clean up because the bottom of the hull is flat enough. You can also see here the marker pins for all the propeller shafts and everything. It looks like the molding's pretty good. I don't know if the bottom of the ship's really supposed to be flat like that though. So here's a part of the base. Just on one piece on a tree, and it looks pretty, a little bent. It's not straight. So here we are. We have the bottom piece to the deck. As well as here's one of the main guns, and a lot of gun parts on this sprue. Now I don't see any flash. This is a new molding, so it shouldn't have any. The parts look pretty crisp. There's even weld beads along. I think good details here on the turret top. There's some texturing here for the guns. And some texture there. See gun mounts. Looking pretty good so far. So this is sprue A. This at the sides of the armor sides. Go above the bottom of the hull. See there's little portholes there molded into it. They're really too small to be open, I guess. The detail looks pretty good, I think. No flash, and it looks pretty, like the molding is pretty good. I think the molding looks great, actually. So this is sprue D. It's molded in brown. It's the deck. I think the color's okay. I would still paint it, but you know. You have deck plating there, or deck boards. They're also, well, I don't know how it looks like they are arranged right. They're pretty small, the boards, but they look pretty good, I think. The propellers are also molded in this brown. I'm gonna have to paint them, no problem. Looks good. The pin marks on the bottom, that's not a problem. None of them are raised enough to keep you from getting the deck on. So this is tree E molded in red. You see the propeller shafts and the rudder. The rudder looks like it has some good texture to it. Pretty simple parts, but it will be good. Be good enough. It looks good. So here's sprue F. It's just this one part. Is it a radar? I'm not really sure. So these three are sprues G. There's some really tiny parts. I'm not even sure exactly what they are. They're so small I can't really tell exactly what they are. But they would probably be quite frustrating to get on. They're all G1, it looks like. Yeah. So G1, that's these pieces here. It's only showing one placement for them. I guess that you would put more on the other side like that, but this is probably telling you the placement of them, which I can't read. I'll have to try Google later for that. So these are your tree H's. There are 3 of them. You have bases for anti-aircraft guns, plus some of the anti-aircraft guns. These are the 3-barrel ones. Yeah. And also here. Some of them are textured, some of them aren't. You see there's two different types. Well, three different types of bases. You have this one. It's a mount. And these are the base. Two different kinds. There's also some small parts here. There's three of these trees. There's no flash on any of these parts. So this is your sprue J. There are also three identical sprues. You see you have the main turrets, as long as the main guns here. More anti-aircraft guns, and some parts to the superstructure. Rangefinders, I believe. Like I said, there's three identical ones. It's a little, I don't really understand, because it's tree J, but here on the side it says S, so I don't really know what that is. Unless it's some identification for their next or something like that. It kind of confused me because I was looking for sprue J and then I saw the S there and there's also a sprue S and I'm like, oh. So here we have sprue K. This has more main armament on it. You have the catapults, some of the machine guns, some more spotlights here, and the boats. All good in detail, nice crisp molding, and no flash. Then we have two from the sprue N. They're just in small parts, masked. Looks like all masked parts. Very small. Oh, there's a gun there too, right there. But they all look like masked parts, and it's two small sprues. They could have made it maybe, I don't know, a little bit bigger or something. Put more parts on it, but maybe it's probably slide molded, so maybe they couldn't do it that way. I'm not really sure how slide molding goes. So this sprue doesn't have a number, but it's just two parts to the base. Just simple, a couple blocks to set the ship up on. And here's the bit. And here's the base to it. Also simple. There's no... It looks like there's a place to put a plaque on it. Maybe. But I haven't seen one yet. So here's tree P. These are your aircraft molded in green. You have two different ones. One should be Nakajima E8N Dave. Or maybe Nakajima E4N. I'm not really sure. It looks more like the E4N because it only has the one float, and the E8N had three. I had a big one and two small ones. But the big one, I'm not sure what it is because as far as I can see, there's not any monoplanes that were on the Yamato. My guess it might be an IHE 13. Jake? Or maybe IHE E16 Paul. I'm not really sure. It might say there in the instructions, but I can't read it. It's in Japanese. So here is sprue R. This has the some of the decking, the metal parts on the front and back, a crane. We have the mounts for the main armament, part of the superstructure here. These are these plates that go on the sides of the underneath here. There's lots of little tabs to cut off here on these parts. Pin marks on the bottom, but they're not like really raised or anything, so it shouldn't be a problem. Might need a sand it down a little bit though. You have some good texturing there on the metal plating. Nice looking parts. So here we have sprue S. We have our mast, our stack, more mast parts here. A lot of the superstructure parts around here. They all look really good. How correct they are, I don't know. but there's no flash inside the holes here or anything. So here are our last two sprues. This is T and V. We see a main part of the superstructure here. And, well, these are other parts, you know, this is all superstructure parts. I think that's a bridge there. You see little stairwells, or little ladders along the sides here. Some good molded in detail. I think they look pretty nice. I think the kit looks really nice. So I think the Yamato looks really good. The only failures I really see, well, the stickers, big failure. The instructions aren't international, but I'm sure I can figure it out. You can translate stuff on Google, or you take a picture. I forgot what it's called, the image search or whatever. But you can do translations on there, so I'll just take a picture of anything I need to know and use that. So in my next video, we'll be taking a look at this Dassault Aviation Raphael C in 1/48 scale from Revell. I really like the camo on here. I think it's not going to be so easy as it looks on the kit, but it looks really cool. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and until then,